So how do you feel coming off this weekend? Because it was very historic on multiple fronts. But for you yourself to walk through the hallowed halls, of the world's most famous arena, and for you to kind of take that stage, looking back, what do you think about this past weekend and the events that unfolded? Because, like I said, probably in the grand scheme of the business, I think this might have been one of the most historic weeks ever.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, it was Madison Square Garden, which, a bunch of us were joking around about, hey, every show after this is downhill now, it's the world's the most famous wrestling venue in the world. We got to wrestle there, and we got to wrestle there on a show that was, the first non-WWE show there in almost, I don't know, 40, 50 years or something like that, right?
Yeah. First non-McMahon wrestling show.
Exactly. So that right there is just crazy, so to be a part of that, and, the place was sold out, it was packed. It was pretty awesome, man. It was, definitely something I'll never forget about.
Obviously yourself, Bully, Shane Taylor versus Flip, Mark Haskins, and Juice Robinson. Great to get on the card, obviously. Huge, momentous occasion. But what did you think? How did you think the match turned out? And kind of what were you feeling walking through the hallowed halls and walking down to the ring?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was definitely a very cool experience. I remember shortly after getting into the ring, taking a second and just kind of looking around and thinking, man, this is pretty amazing, So, in the match, I thought the match was good. It was billed as a 6-man street fight, and, for being part of that part of the show and stuff like that, I thought things went pretty well. I mean, I think people seemed to enjoy it, and they, things seemed to build and build as it went on. So I thought it was, I was happy with it. And, I thought, for what it was, I thought we did a good job.
Very cool. Like we said, a non-WWE show or a non-McMahon show, hasn't been there 50, 60 years. So to be a part of history is just amazing, and kind of, creating your own history. That's great. The working relationship with New Japan, ROH seems to be going great. Were you shocked when it originally kind of came out that ROH was in discussions with Madison Square Garden about running a show WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah. You know what? At first I didn't realize that it was for WrestleMania weekend, but I remember hearing about it, and I was like, wow. And I thought, crazy, man, that place seats 20,000 people. That's pretty ambitious, and then it happened, and then tickets went on sale, and they sold out in 20 minutes, and it blew my mind, But I feel a lot about wrestling nowadays is people want to be there for history-making moments. They want to be there for the next big event, like All In was a big, huge deal because, it was something so brand new and fresh, and fans wanted to be a part of that. And, I think that was the same thing with Madison Square Garden. It was something that was, 50 years in the making, so people want to be there and be a part of it. So, it was, like I said, it was awesome to be there. It was awesome to be a part of history. So, man, yeah, I don't know. It was, it's crazy.
Did you know kind of going in what your match was going to be and everything like that? Or was it kind of a thing that, not last minute, but kind of came out at you later? Were you well prepared for what you were going to be doing that night?
Yeah. I mean, we had definitely had an idea ahead of time, but sometimes things are kind of, they're kept close because they don't want things getting out. So.
Yeah, definitely felt like they didn't want to kind of reveal too much, and obviously, you got TV and other things leading into it that kind of, you got to build up first and then kind of lead into the match.
Right. I was going to say it's funny though, nowadays is. Things like that have to be considered with our TV. It's like every other event is live, but the TV's, pre-taped. So it's, I think that sometimes tends to be an issue with things like that.
Yeah, exactly. So what are your thoughts on this working relationship in New Japan? Obviously, it's been going on for several years for Ring of Honor, but it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger each year you guys work with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. I think it's a good thing for both companies. Both companies benefit from it. The boys benefit from it. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's win-win, and the more business that they keep doing every year, that just the better it is for everybody. It seems like.
And it seems like Ring of Honor is kind of expanding further than just Japan. Obviously, CMLL relationship in Mexico. I have a good relationship with Rev Pro in the UK. Are you thinking that Ring of Honor is a strong number two, kind of as not, so to speak, competition, but just a strong number two in the wrestling business as we see it right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think as of right now, I think it definitely is. Like you said, it's something that continues to grow every year. They have a big TV market, and they're in a unique situation though, where they're owned by a broadcasting group. So for the broadcasting group, it serves a purpose for them to own a wrestling company because it provides programming for them that they don't have to pay for. So I think it's one of those weird situations where it strangely is a number two now. With stuff like TNA, having to switch TV markets so often and stuff like that, I think is maybe affected their business a little bit, or just like maybe like the bad connotations behind it, which I know their product is turned around and it's a lot better, but sometimes people can be a little fickle and don't want to give a fourth or fifth or 16th chance, so I definitely think that Ring of Honor is in a position to definitely claim being a number two company in the United States.
Absolutely, and it feels like, obviously they keep growing, they keep getting bigger. Like you said, maybe Impact, TNA, they're kind of slowing down. They're not really in as many markets. People really not watching as much. But with ROH, Ring of Honor, is kind of getting that global feel, and you guys are having the ability to kind of, travel places, whether it's UK, Japan, Mexico, whatever. It just seems like ROH is more of a global company. It just seems like they're kind of always taking that next step forward. Are you have a long-term deal with Ring of Honor? Are you going to be there for the long haul?
I mean, I just signed a 3-year deal with them at the beginning of this year. So I mean, for the next 3 years, I'm with them. That 3 years is a long time, though. Things can happen, things can change. So I mean, but I look at it as I want to be there for the long haul. Like I like the company, I like the atmosphere. I enjoy it, and I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the schedule, and I'd be happy to be there for the long haul. To be quite honest with you.